Welcome back to VA Creative and part 58 of the Ultima RS build, and on this episode I'm going for more carbon. Yes, welcome back to the Dean Den and another all-day pass. And what an episode last time, what an episode, and thank you for your comments. Views practically doubled. So clearly that was a very, very satisfying few minutes starting that engine for the first time. But anyway, this week we're going to calm things down a little bit. And yes, you did hear that right. I've gone for another carbon upgrade. Of course I have. Of course, ticking all those boxes. And what the focus will be is those front brake ducts. What do I mean? Well, this, a very complex piece of carbon. I'll show it to you in more detail in a minute. And this has to fit in that side brake duct, and I'll put a picture up there. So without further ado, let's get over to the bench and have a look at this beautiful carbon component. Apologies for not being in shot, but you don't want to look at my ugly mug. You want to look at this beautiful piece of carbon fibre. Where that sits is that sits in a void between the outside of the bodywork and the inner wheel arch. And the idea is from the brake ducts at the front of the car, which is another option I've gone for, the air is directed through those to those large AP racing brakes and then exit through this vent. Now, a lot of builders don't actually fit these, which I think is a real shame, because when we go over to the car, you'll see what I mean. It's like a mould in the bodywork. And what this does is just add that little bit of detailing. So let's get over to the car. And I'll show you the challenge, because this is seen by many as one of the most difficult jobs in building an Ultima. And I've put aside the entire day to fit these. But let's go and see. You're going to watch me and see if it's going to be simple or challenging. Now, first of all, apologies for this shot. The background isn't very nice because you can see my garage door. But we can't really be too fussy when you get into this stage of the build, because this car is so big. I've got my dad's Morgan three-wheeler just over here, and that's another project. So just keep tuned if you want to see what I'm going to be doing to that. But anyway, back to the Ultima RS. Now, here is that beautiful piece of carbon, and here is where it needs to go. Now, as you can see, this is like someone's taken a really, really large knife and gone and flick. It's a really nice shape, but it's this flat area here that what this does, okay, it's functional, but what it does is it really enhances the side of the car, because we have the carbon fibre side skirts, we have the carbon fibre wing mirrors. Oh my God, I just love all this carbon fibre. And now this little beauty has to sit in this orientation in there. So here there is a lip that has to go in a hole that I have to drill through here, or file, or whatever I'm going to do. And then on the back side, what we need to do is have a hole for this to actually sit on the inside of that wheel arch. So the first thing I've got to do is take this wheel off. I don't know how I'm going to jack the car up, because I haven't got a race jack, but I'll figure it out. You can watch me and be entertained. And then I can actually show you what Ultima provide, which are templates to help us basically chain drill out or file out or whatever I'm going to do these two holes. Problem is, one slip here and there's no hiding it. Yep, you can repair the gel coat. You can technically do that, but no. We're going to try and make this a perfect fit first time. Okay, wheel off. So now what we can see is the inner wheel arch. Now, this lovely piece of carbon needs to go flush against this panel here. And to do that, we need to cut a hole. Now, what I would say is in here, you've probably got a bit of flexibility because the hole actually doesn't go right up to the edge here. It comes in slightly around here. It's this end coming outside which is more difficult. But let's do this one first. Now what Ultima do is they provide a template. And here it is here. Let me just get this the right way around. Yeah. So this template goes in like that. Now what they do is they provide you with measurements. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to cover this all with masking tape to protect it. And then what I'm going to do is transpose this hole onto there. So now what we do is offer this template up. You can probably start to get a gist of why builders feel a bit challenged with this job, but it's okay. It's all about taking your time. So if we take this off now, there's the hole. Okay, I spared you all my filing and finishing off of that aperture. It took me about an hour. Because the thing is, when you're using these, where is it? Where is my... Well, there it is. Hang on, hang on. When you're using one of these, they are very, very good. However, if you slip, it's not good. Let me just mask this up. Okay, so I got to make a hole in there. Now if you look at this moulding here, there is a slight recess. Now that step there needs to come in from behind and the fiberglass sit just around there. Yeah, tell you about it. Right, so There we go. There's the hole. Right. Now, if I just feed this through, whoops, you'll get an idea of... There you go. That has got to be a beautiful edge. So there's no other solution here than just to slowly take away the material until this fits like a glove. I'm going to take this off first, this edge. Okay, now this is the start of a very long road because I've just got to keep offering this up to see how far out we are. This needs to come down here. All right, I think I'm almost there. Just look at that carbon weave. Isn't that lovely? This is a must-have upgrade. Anyway, let's get on to finishing fitting it. It's taken long enough. It's like 3 hours so far today. Probably a bit more. Anyway, the next thing to do is to drill 4 holes in this that will attach it to the side pod. And the reason I want to do that now is so I'm sure this is secured in the right position so I can do the final trimming around that white fiberglass to ensure that gap line is absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is just pop on some tape and drill the holes. So we're going to attach this with stainless steel M5 bolts, 4 of them, and then they've got normal washers and spring washers on them, and then there's riv nuts to go into the side pod. We offer this up to the side pod and we position it where it fits. Now what I've got to do is mark those 4 holes. And put in the riv nuts. beautiful fit. And what I'm going to do next is seal this around the edge. I'll probably do that off camera because that's pretty straightforward. And also then seal the small gap that I've left around this outer edge. And it's all done. So, whew. Wow, that was a bit of a marathon. And I did the other side as well, but I spared you that. But anyway, it's beer time. Oh, it tastes so good. It really, really does. Now, known as one of the most difficult jobs on an Ultima RS, actually, if you watch me do it, it's not that difficult. It just takes a bit of time. Ultima supply the templates. They're on the outside. You just start small and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Right, I'm going in for a takeaway now. Next weekend, we'll get another all-day pass. And we'll move on to another small job. So, anyway, have a good week. And I'll see you in a minute. Here in this box we have the catch can assembly. Now if I open this up, I'll show you what's in here. It's not a huge amount, but here is the main item, the catch can, and what this does is this bolts on to the end of one of the cylinder heads, and the bolts and washers and little shake-proof washers are provided with the kit, of course. Then we have a K&N breather filter which goes on this little exit point here, and then finally Jubilee clips and some oil-proof tubing to go onto the engine. So what I'm going to do now is go over to the engine and I'll show you me installing this and making sure that engine can just breathe properly. Catch can mounts just here like that, and you can already see by me changing the fuel rails, I've got a little bit of an issue because my filter can't go there. But don't worry, I've got a solution. But anyway, let's bolt this up using the supplied bolts and get that fitted. And then what we'll do next is then fit all the rubber hoses according to my diagram. I'm sorry if my arm is in the way. It's a bit tight in there, a bit fiddly. There we go. As you can see here, the clearance is a bit tight. It is missing it. So what I've done is I've purchased a 45-degree union here, which will take the fuel hose up around, and that will give it enough clearance. And let's just take that off.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. The feeling we chase. I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me go.
Yes, another episode draws to a close, and boy, we are so close to finishing the RS. Now, as you can probably tell, the types of jobs I did on this episode are just those final touches to make this beast one of the best of its kind. Now, I've got a date that's approaching very, very quickly. I won't share it with you, and that date is when this car goes for its IVA test. Yes, it's a 4-hour test. This is just in the UK, whereby hand-built cars like this have to be inspected to make sure they comply with European rules, to make sure they are safe. But I've got no worries about that because these cars just breeze through those tests. So on that note, all I'm going to say is keep smiling, keep spannering, and thanks for your support.
Wherever we go, we're taking control. The future is ours now.